right, in this email here, what do you got going on in your life that you want to share with the Bert Show here? Because she's kind of feeling like she is a bad girlfriend. Hit us up at thebertshow.com. We'll ask Bert Show fam for some advice, and we'll get you what you want.
All right. Hey, Bert Show. I'm a big fan of the show. I love Bert's humor, Mo's stories, and Kristen's advice. When I'm in a predicament, I think, what would Kristen do? And things work out okay most of the time. That's way too much pressure, by the way. You'll have me reevaluating everything now. Unfortunately, this time around, I'm in a predicament where there's no clear answer. I've been with my boyfriend for 7 years. Never had a love like this. I'm truly happy and know that every day I wake up to my best friend. He's not a big drinker, whereas me and my friends are. So I'm used to partying without him. It's my way of getting rid of any stress. It's never been an issue in our relationship. He trusts me and knows I wouldn't do anything that would make me unsafe. In return, I limit my drinks so I'm always in control and don't do anything he would be uncomfortable with. Here's the issue. A few months ago, let's just say I was overpoured. I can only remember bits of the night. It's mostly a complete blur. I have never been that drunk since being with my boyfriend. I'd recently found out my dad has cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I think that's why I hit the bottle a little harder than normal. Totally understandable. I can remember going between different bars, seeing different groups of friends. I can remember dancing. I can remember chatting to some guys I know in the smoking area. I can remember a guy asking to come home with me, at which point I decided to remove myself from the situation. Said goodbye to my friends, jumped in an Uber, went home alone.
All right, so don't be so hard on yourself. This was not a blackout. This was a brownout.
I woke up with total beer fear. I've never heard that phrase before. And ended up calling my best friend to ask her what had happened. She said I was wasted. And after a bit of digging, she admitted that I looked as though I was single because I was dancing inappropriately with some of the guys to the point where one thought I wanted to go home with him. Me and my boyfriend have spoken about what we consider cheating. And for us, it's anything physical or anything emotionally romantic. Even so, I've been freaking out ever since. If I'm being honest, I have a lesser opinion of myself now.
Aww.
Whilst to me, this isn't cheating, I feel incredibly guilty. So much so that it's 3 months later and I still feel this pit in my stomach when I think of that night. And I haven't been back to any bars since. My question is, should I tell my partner what happened? Half of me feels like I'll never get rid of this guilt and embarrassment. The other half of me feels like all this will do is make me feel better, but make my boyfriend worry and make him feel anxious every time I'm out from now on. Any advice on what to do? Should I still be going to bars or should I call it quits from a distressed mess?
All right, distressed mess. First of all, if you were my best friend, I would say this.
I'd give you a hug.
I'd give you a hug, and then I'd say, your negative self-talk is not going to help here.
No.
And this is in your past. This doesn't define you.
No.
You had a drunk night. You went over the top accidentally. You're under a lot of stress. It was stupid. You didn't go across any line. You're drunk. You say you have a lesser opinion of yourself now? No. You had one bad night. All right, now that's totally different.
I think, and I agree. The way you're beating yourself up about this, it's very apparent how much you care about your boyfriend. And from what we can gather from one email, this was completely out of character for you. And while everybody has different definitions of cheating, right? So for them, dancing inappropriately with somebody may be considered cheating. For us, that's not the case. Whatever. Personally, I think you work on your own self-guilt and there's no need to disclose anything.
I agree with everything y'all have said. 7 years y'all been together and you're saying this is the only time that anything even close to this has ever happened. You are certainly beating yourself up entirely too much, especially when you mention what you've gone through with your dad. I would normally say I don't think this is something that you have to tell. But if I'm in these shoes and I felt this guilty, I think it would relieve me a little bit of the guilt because I think I would feel the guilt because my significant other doesn't know. I think that's the part that would hurt me the most.
Is that selfish, though?
That's what I don't know. And see, because we've talked about this, and I've heard you guys say sometime, and you doing that, you're doing it for you more than your partner. And I've always had that in the back of my mind, like maybe I am, but at the same time, I would feel it would just make it a little easier if I'm looking at them and not feeling like I'm lying to them.
Yeah, because there's all these blurred lines because you don't want to withhold information and you don't want to abuse certain phrases. So, for instance, in this particular instance, where you're saying, you know, is that selfish of you to dump this on your significant other? I can see a lot of people using that in order not to disclose things they have done when they actually need to come clean. So it's like, where is this weighing on the spectrum?
Yeah, you know what? For me, if this was Tiffany and she was struggling with it, first of all, I got so many thoughts.
Gather them.
Tiffany is much like this woman here also, is that she would beat herself up so badly about this. There is nothing I could possibly say to make it worse, right? So I honestly would not want to know this from Tiffany. But if she did feel like she needed to alleviate her guilt, I would take it like, okay, don't do that again. Come on, that's it. And then we would move on. That's it. This is not cheating to me. This is a bad night.
Yeah, this is an off night. In 7 years, this is an off night. So
That's interesting. So y'all don't think dancing inappropriately with someone else is cheating at all?
It's a one-offer. She's drunk.
if you're doing it every weekend,
Yes.
we got an issue. You
right.
just found out your dad had cancer and you
Yeah.
got wasted or blowing off steam. It's a little bit of a story.
All right. Okay.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.